Week 6 recap, please leave a like and let's get into it. Just when you thought Thursday Night Football couldn't get any worse, the Bears and Commanders said hold my beer. A Justin Fields interception on Washington's 5 and a goal line stand by Washington in the second quarter was pretty much the difference in this game. Down 3-0, Justin Fields did find Dante Pettis for a 40-yard touchdown, taking a 7-3 lead. Up 7-6 in the fourth quarter, rookie Velus Jones fumbled another punt, his second in 3 weeks, and the Bears gave up great field position to Washington. Brian Robinson punched in a 1-yard touchdown, giving Washington a 12-7 lead. This game had a wild ending as Justin Fields found Darnell Mooney on 4th and 4 for a 3-yard gain, but they needed 4 yards and he fell inches short of taking the lead in the final seconds. Washington improves to 2-4. 49ers at Falcons. The Falcons do it again. They went up 14-0 on a Jeff Wilson fumble. AJ Terrell took it back, then fumbled again, but Jalen Hawkins recovered it in the end zone. In the second quarter, Jimmy found Brandon Ayuk for a pair of touchdowns, making it 14-14. Right before halftime, the Falcons took the lead back on a Marcus Mariota keeper for a 3-yard touchdown. And in the third quarter, the final scoring play, Kyle Pitts scores his first touchdown on U.S. soil with a 7-yard slant, giving the Falcons a 28-14 lead. And no, the Falcons did not blow this game as they tend to do. Patriots at Browns. On the second play from scrimmage, Jacoby Brissett had an interception, and that pretty much set the tone for the entire day. New England took a 10-3 lead on a Ramondre Stevenson 31-yard touchdown. In the third quarter, Bailey Zappi found Tyquan Thornton and Hunter Henry, extending the lead to 24-6. Down 24-9, Brissett found Amari Cooper for a 15-yard touchdown, but the Patriots poured on 2 more touchdowns, making it 38-15. Cleveland had 4 turnovers and made too many mistakes in this one. Jets at Packers. The Packers have never lost back-to-back games in the Matt LaFleur era, but the Jets had something to say about that. After a very boring first half, Braxton Berrios rushed in a 20-yard touchdown, giving the Jets a 10-3 lead. A few minutes later, the Jets blocked a punt, extending their lead to 17-3 in the third quarter. The Packers looked like they had some life as Allen Lazard caught a 25-yard touchdown, making it a 7-point game, but soon after, Breece Hall had a 34-yard touchdown, making it a 2-touchdown game once again. The Jets shockingly upset the Packers in Green Bay. Jaguars at Colts. The Colts are now somehow over 500 and it still doesn't feel right. JaMychal Hasty on his first rush of the year for the Jaguars had a 61-yard touchdown, making it 14-3 Jacksonville. With 2 minutes to go, Matt Ryan found Paris Campbell for a 4-yard touchdown, then Chase McLaughlin made it a 14-13 game at half. In the early third, Trevor Lawrence rushed in his second touchdown of the day, making it a 21-13 Jags lead. The Colts, however, responded with 2 touchdowns of their own from Deion Jackson and Jelani Woods, taking a 5-point lead. In the late fourth, Trevor Lawrence found Christian Kirk for a 4-yard touchdown, taking a 1-point lead. But on 3rd and 13, Matt Ryan and Alec Pierce hooked up for a 32-yard touchdown, giving the Colts a 34-27 lead. The Colts hold on, making them 3-2-1. Vikings at Dolphins. Another game, another injury for the Dolphins starting quarterback. This time, Skylar Thompson went out and Teddy Bridgewater replaced him. The score was only 10-3 at half as Kirk Cousins found Irv Smith and a Greg Joseph field goal gave the Vikings a 10-3 lead. In the early fourth, Kirk Cousins found Adam Thielen for a 2-yard touchdown, giving them a 13-point lead. But with 10 minutes to go, Teddy Bridgewater found Mike Gesicki for a 4-yard touchdown, making it a 6-point game. After a crucial Jalen Waddle fumble, Dalvin Cook ran in a 53-yard touchdown to put the icing on the cake. The Vikings improved to 5-1. Bengals at Saints, a fun back and forth in New Orleans. At the end of one, the game was knotted up at 7 on a Joe Mixon touchdown and a Traquan Smith touchdown for the Saints. Here's a fun name. Rashid Shaheed had a 44-yard rushing touchdown, giving the Saints a 14-7 advantage. On 3rd and 8, Joe Burrow had a 19-yard rushing touchdown, making it a 3-point game. After a couple Will Lutz field goals, the Saints were up 9 in the third quarter. But then Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase happened. In the late third, Burrow found Chase on a great throw for 15 yards and a touchdown. Both teams traded field goals late, setting us up with a 24-26 lead for the Saints. Burrow on the final drive found Jamar Chase for a 60-yard touchdown as Chase broke a tackle and took it to the house. A sack by BJ Hill and an incompletion to Marquez Callaway gave the Bengals a much-needed victory. They're now 3-3. Ravens at Giants. The Ravens, who easily could be 6-0, blew their 3rd double-digit lead of the season. After a 30-yard Kenyon Drake touchdown, Daniel Jones found rookie wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson to knot the game at 7. In the early fourth, Lamar Jackson found Mark Andrews for a 12-yard touchdown, giving the Ravens a 20-10 lead. But the Giants did not give up. Daniel Jones found Daniel Bellinger for an 8-yard touchdown, making it a 3-point game. After a horrible Lamar Jackson interception, Saquon Barkley rushed for a 1-yard touchdown, giving the Giants a 4-point advantage in the late fourth. Then Lamar was strip sacked by rookie Kayvon Thibodeau, his first career sack, and the Giants come away victorious. They are now 5-1. Buccaneers at Steelers. I don't know how they did it, but the Steelers actually won this game. Before leaving with a concussion, Kenny Pickett found Najee Harris for a 6-yard touchdown. Then a bunch of field goals happened. Brian Suckup had 2, making it a 6-7 game. Then Chris Boswell made it 10-6. Then Suckup made it 9-10. Then Boswell made it 13-9. Then Suckup made it 12-13. And then finally a touchdown. Mitch Trubisky found Chase Claypool for a 6-yard touchdown, giving the Steelers an 8-point lead. In the late fourth, Tom Brady found Leonard Fournette for an 11-yard touchdown, but a failed 2-point conversion kept the Steelers up 2. The Steelers were able to run out the clock and improve to 2-4 on the season. Panthers at Rams. The best part of this game was Robbie Anderson having a meltdown and getting kicked off the team, but aside from that, there was an actual football game. A rare Allen Robinson touchdown gave the Rams a 7-3 lead, but not long after, Matthew Stafford had a pick six to Dante Jackson, making it a 10-7 lead for the Panthers. In the late third, Stafford found Ben Skowronek for a 17-yard touchdown, giving the Rams a 7-point advantage, and in the middle of the fourth, Darrell Henderson Jr. had a 2-yard rushing touchdown, giving the Rams a 24-10 lead. PJ Walker left due to injury, and Jacob Eason replaced him, but threw an interception to Nick Scott, and that was the game. The Rams get themselves back to 500. Cardinals at Seahawks. A game that started out with a whole lot of field goals. Matt Amendola gave the Cards a 3-0 lead, but 4 field goals in a row by Jason Myers gave the Seahawks a 12-3 lead in the third quarter. The Cardinals special teams did make a big play, getting a touchdown on a fumble recovery on a punt, but soon after, Kenneth Walker had an 11-yard touchdown, giving the Seahawks a 10-point lead. The Cardinals offense only had 3 points, and Kyler Murray took 6 sacks. Bills at Chiefs. Maybe not as high scoring as some people hoped for, but still a good game. In the second quarter, Mahomes found Juju for a 42-yard touchdown, giving the Chiefs a 7-3 lead. But right before halftime, Josh Allen found Gabe Davis for a 34-yard touchdown, putting them up 3. But with 1 second left before half, Harrison Butker made a 62-yard field goal, tying the game at 10. In the third quarter, Stephon Diggs and Mecole Hardman traded touchdowns, making it 17-17. With the Chiefs up 3 in the late fourth, Josh Allen found Dawson Knox on a 14-yard touchdown, giving the Bills a 24-20 lead. But Patrick Mahomes still had time to respond, at least we thought. But on his first throw, he was intercepted by Teron Johnson, and the Bills held on for a 4-point win. Could be big home field implications in the playoffs. Cowboys at Eagles. The Cooper Rush-led insanity run is finally over. Philly went up 20-0 on a Miles Sanders touchdown, AJ Brown touchdown, and 2 Jake Elliott field goals. But in the second half, the Cowboys made a bit of a comeback. After a Zeke touchdown and Jake Ferguson touchdown, the Cowboys cut it to a 17-20 game. But in the middle of the fourth, Philly put together a great drive as they found Devontae Smith for a 7-yard touchdown, giving them a 9-point lead. To try and make it a 1-score game, Brett Maher was sent down for a 59-yard field goal, but he missed it, and Philly holds on to be undefeated still. Broncos at Chargers. Denver got off to a hot start as Russell Wilson found Greg Dulcich for a 39-yard touchdown to take a 10-0 lead. The Chargers responded with an Austin Eckler 6-yard touchdown, one where it looked like half the defense stopped trying. And then came the field goal exchange. Dustin Hopkins tied it at 10, McManus gave the Broncos a 3-point lead, Hopkins tied it at 13, McManus gave the Broncos a 16-13 lead, and then Dustin Hopkins in the late fourth tied it at 16, and the game was sent to overtime. Not one first down was picked up in overtime, but a muffed punt by the Broncos set up the Chargers for a game-winning field goal, and Dustin Hopkins knocked it through for 39 yards, giving the Chargers the win.